Welcome and thank you all for standing by. At this time, all participants are in the listen-only mode. After the discussion, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. To ask a question, you may press star and then 1. This call is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this point. Now I'll turn the meeting over to our host, Mr. Akhil Vora, Senior Advisor at the White House Initiative on Asian American and Pacific Islanders. Sir, you may now begin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar on the AANAPISI, the Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander Serving Institution Program through the Department of Education. The White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders is partnering with the Department of Education to provide information to you today on how you can apply to become an AANAPISI and to explain a little bit about the application process. Just a quick little bit of information about the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Our main goal is to improve the quality of life and opportunities for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders by driving resources and investments to the AANAPISI community. We work on a wide variety of issues, including health, growing the middle class, education, and one of the things that we want to focus on today, and one of the things that are in my portfolio, is to focus on assisting the Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander population. Some of the specific items that we do at our office to assist these communities is offering technical assistance, such as this conference call today, to disseminate best practices of what is working on different campuses across the United States that can be scaled and replicated. Sharing with you federal grant and program opportunities not only through the Department of Education, but other agencies including Health and Human Services and the Department of Commerce, for example. Letting you know, and hopefully you pass that information to your students, about various internship opportunities that are available through the federal government. And we work closely with federal agencies and departments to ensure that they are reaching out to your campuses and making sure that they're directing programmatic dollars to AANAPISIs. One of the major things that we work on is an AANAPISI newsletter. It comes out once a month, and we put all this information in a very easy listserv to make sure that you have access to information and to help you to assist your students. I think many of you are already on our AANAPISI newsletter. If you are not and have heard about this webinar through another way, please sign up for the AANAPISI newsletter. You can email me directly at akhil.vora@ed.gov. And to find out more about the initiative, we actually have two websites. The first one that's listed on the PowerPoint, ed.gov/edblogs/AAPI, has a lot of information about the AANAPISI program, shows where AANAPISIs are across the United States, and there are specific grant opportunities that are listed there that may be of interest to you and your community. And the second website is directly our White House website that has a lot of information about what the administration is doing to ensure we are graduating the highest proportion of college graduates by 2020. So the focus of today's webinar is about the AANAPISI Part A application. This is very exciting because there will be new money for next year. There will be a new grant competition. And to talk to you a little bit about the program, I will now turn it over to Pearson Owens, who's the program officer for the AANAPISI program at the Office of Post-Secondary Education at the Department of Education. Pearson?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My PowerPoint will cover the purpose of the AANAPISI program, the funding for 2015, eligibility, allowable activities, the type of projects, the selection criteria, and the priorities. The purpose of the AANAPISI program is to provide grants and related assistance to AANAPISIs to enable such institutions to improve and expand their capacity to serve Asian American and Native American Pacific Islanders and low-income individuals. Next slide. The funding for 2015 is $3,062,000. We plan to award 10 new awards with a yearly budget of $300,000 for 5 years for a total of $1.5 million per institution. The applicants can only receive funding under one Title Part A or Title V program. So if your institutions have a SIP grant or a Asian American, or a Native Hawaiian Alaska Native grant or any Title V HSI grant, you cannot apply for the AANAPISI Part A grant. Next slide. Eligibility. The eligibility grant applicants for the AANAPISI program have to be applied for eligibility for the 2015 designation of eligibility. The applicants will have 45 days to apply for the announced date in the Federal Register. The deadline for applying will be announced in the Federal Register, and we anticipate publication to occur at the end of October or early November 2014. The anticipated Federal Register announcement for the Part A AANAPISI application is tentatively stated for January or February of 2015, and applicants will have 60 days to submit their application after publication in the Federal Register. Next slide. The eligibility requirements. To be eligible for an AANAPISI grant, an institution must, among other requirements, be accredited or pre-credited by a nationally recognized or accrediting agency or association, have at least 10% Asian American or Native American Pacific Islander undergraduate student enrollment, have a high enrollment of needy students, and have educational and general expenditures per FTE equivalent undergraduate student that are low in comparison with the average E&G expenditures of similar institutions. Next slide. And if your institutions fail to meet the requirements under eligibility, you can apply for a waiver. And the waivers will be available when the designation of eligibility announcement hits the Federal Register. The allowable activities under the AANAPISI Part A program are: you can purchase, rental, or lease of scientific or laboratory equipment for educational purposes, including instructional and research purposes, renovation and improvement in classroom, libraries, laboratories, or other instructional facilities, support of faculty exchanges, faculty development, and faculty fellowships to assist in attaining advanced degrees in the faculty's field of instruction, curriculum development in academic instruction, purchase of library books, periodicals, microfilm, and other educational materials. Next slide. The joint use of facilities such as laboratories and libraries, academic tutoring and counseling programs and student support services, establishing community outreach programs that will encourage elementary school and secondary school students to develop their academic skills and interests to pursue post-secondary education, establishing or improving an endowment fund, academic instruction in disciplines in which Asian Americans and Native American Pacific Islanders are underrepresented, conducting research and data collection for Asian Americans and Native American Pacific Islander population and subpopulations, and establishing partnerships with community-based organizations serving Asian Americans and Native American Pacific Islanders. Next slide. Next slide. The type of projects. In the past, the type of projects for the AANAPISI program were increasing student retention and progression through college and college-level courses by re-engineering student support services and supplemental instruction and improving and providing enhanced faculty professional development. Also developing the Summer Bridge program to bridge the gap between 2-year and 4-year colleges and universities. Also strengthening assessment and integrating academic advising, academic support, and academic enrichment under a new center. Next slide. Other projects include developing a faculty development, including workshops and high-impact pedagogies, technology, instructional methods for teaching underprepared students. Also developing an endowment fund to meet ongoing costs for maintenance and upgrades to technology, and also development of smart classrooms and improvement of technology enhancements to classrooms. Your applications are rated on 8 evaluation areas, and it's called the selection criteria, and there's a total of 100 points. You have the need for the project, you have the significance of the project, also the quality of the project design, the quality of the project services, the quality of the project personnel, the adequacy of resources, the quality of the management plan, and the quality of the project evaluation. And I'm going to highlight some of the factors under each selection criteria. Please also keep in mind, I'm only highlighting the major factors under each selection criteria. You would definitely need to read the notice in the Federal Register to see all the factors under each selection criteria. But I wanted to highlight the main ones. So for the need for the project, what you would be rated on would be the magnitude of the need for the services to be provided or the activities to be carried out by the proposed project, the severity of the problem to be addressed by the proposed project, the extent to which the proposed project will provide services or otherwise address the needs of students at risk of educational failure or disadvantaged individuals. Also, the extent to which the specific gaps or weaknesses in services, infrastructure, or opportunities have been identified and will be addressed by the proposed project, including the nature and magnitude of those gaps or weaknesses. And that would be a total of 20 points. Now, for the significance, that's 15 points. The factors are the national significance of the proposed project, the significance of the problem or issue to be addressed by the proposed project, also the potential contribution of the proposed project to the increased knowledge or understanding of the educational problems, issues, or effective strategies, also the potential contribution of the proposed project to increase knowledge or understanding of the rehabilitation of problems, issues, or effective strategies, also the likelihood that the proposed project will result in system change or improvement. The next selection criteria is the quality of the project design, that the extent to which the goals and objectives and outcomes to be achieved by the proposed project are clearly specified and measurable. Also, the extent to which the design of the proposed project is appropriate to and will successfully address the needs of the target population or other identified needs. Also, the extent to which those in the conceptual framework underlining the proposed research or demonstration activities and the quality of that framework, and also the extent to which the proposed activities constitute a coherent, sustained program of research and development in the field, including, as appropriate, a substantial addition to an ongoing line of inquiry. Also, the next area will be the quality of the project services, is 10 points. And that's the extent to which the services to be provided by the proposed project are appropriate to the needs of the intended recipients or the beneficiaries of those services. Also, the extent to which the entities that are to be served by the proposed technical assistance project demonstrate support for the project. Also, the extent to which the services to be provided by the proposed project reflect up-to-date knowledge from research and effective practice, and also the likely impact of the services to be provided by the proposed project on the intended recipients of those services. And that would be the quality of the project services. The next section would be the quality of the project personnel, which is 10 points. There's the qualifications including relevant training and experience of the project director or principal investigator. Also, the qualifications including relevant training and experience of the key personnel. Also, the qualifications including relevant training and experience of the project consultants or subcontractors. And that would consist of the quality of the project personnel. The adequacy of resources are 5 points, and that would include that the factors would be the adequacy of support, including facilities, equipment, supplies, and other resources from the applicant organization or the lead applicant organization. Also, the extent to which the budget is adequate to support the proposed project. Also, the extent to which the costs are reasonable in relation to the objective, design, and potential significance of the proposed project. And also, the next section will be the quality of the management plan, which is 10 points. There are the adequacy of the management plan to address the objectives of the proposed project on time and within budget, including clearly identified timelines, responsibilities, and milestones for accomplishing the project task. Also, the adequacy of the procedures for ensuring feedback and continuous improvement in the operation of the proposed project. Also, the adequacy of the mechanisms for ensuring high-quality products and services from the proposed project, and also the extent to which the time commitments of the project director and principal investigator and other key personnel are appropriate and adequate to meet the objectives of the proposed project. That would be consist of the management plan. And the last area is evaluation, quality of the project evaluation, which is 15 points. And the extent to which the methods of evaluation are thorough, feasible, and appropriate to the goals and objectives and outcomes of the proposed project. The extent to which the methods of evaluation are appropriate to the context within which the project operates, and also the extent to which the methods of evaluation provide for examining the effectiveness of the project implementation strategies, and also the extent to which the methods of evaluation include the use of the objective performance measure that are clearly related to the intended outcomes of the project and will produce quantitative and qualitative data to the extent possible. And again, all these selection criteria are fully explained in the Federal Register when you read the notice for the RFP for the applications that will be posted in the Federal Register. Next slide. Also, there would be one competitive preference priority would be worth 3 points, and that's any applicant that address increasing post-secondary access, affordability, and completion. If you address the competitive preference priority, you will add that to the end of your addressing the selection criteria, and you would highlight that area that you're addressing the competitive preference priority because you will receive 3 extra pages for addressing the competitive preference priority because the selection criteria sections, the 8 evaluation sections I went over, you have 50 pages to address that. Then you'll have 3 additional pages if you choose to address competitive preference priority. And also we have an invitational priority. It's no points. You receive no points, but your application is not deemed for addressing it or not addressing it. But if you choose to address the invitational priority, you have 2 extra pages along with the 3 pages for the competitive preference priority. So you have 5 pages altogether to address both competitive and invitational priority. And the invitational priority is supporting activities that strengthen native language preservation and revitalization at our institutions of higher education. So if you address them, the competitive and invitation, your application can be 55 pages. But if you're just addressing just the selection criteria part and not addressing the competitive or invitational, your application can only be 50 pages. Next slide. And more contact, you can please visit our website on www.ed.gov/program/AANAPI, AANAPI-index.html.